I now recognize Mr. Hice for 2 minutes for an opening statement.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I would just say, too, it's time for us to meet in person. You cannot lead by fear. And other committees are meeting in person. We had natural resources in person yesterday. It's time that oversight leads by example itself. Republicans believe that federal employees should get the job done for the American people and that they should be held accountable for doing so. Under President Trump's executive orders, federal employees could be held accountable. That's what the American people deserve, and that's even what federal employees themselves want. Through his executive order on official time, he sought to ensure that federal employees actually did the job they were hired to do. How novel. Instead of doing what a union wants them to do. Democrats, on the other hand, seem to care less about these things. A key component of the Democrat return to work plan is to make sure as many federal employees as possible don't actually have to come back to work. What kind of a great idea is that? They are pushing permanent, expanded telework without understanding what the impact has been, nor what it will be. I personally have asked IGs across federal agencies to conduct an assessment so that we could at least have some data on this. And now today, we're looking at ways to give federal employees even more time off on the backs of the American taxpayers. So Democrats' agenda for the federal workforce issues could be summarized as this. Here's the summary of the Democrats' plan. Come to work as little as possible, and when you do come, don't worry about doing your job. That's where we're headed with this thing. Congress just provided paid parental leave for federal workers, and now the majority is trying to expand paid leave for all categories of the Family Medical Leave Act. Combined with federal holidays and annual leave, federal employees now only have to work about 8 months out of the year. 8 months out of the year. Are you kidding me? This is absolute insanity. And this is what we're told is leading by example, getting where employees don't have to come to work for 4 months out of the year. The majority doesn't even know how much this program is going to cost. Oh, but I can tell you who is going to pay the cost. It would be the American taxpayer. But the majority doesn't even know the consequences of this. The Biden administration has released a tidal wave of wasteful and unnecessary pandemic aid that now threatens to swallow our country up in inflation and out of control spending. Meanwhile, here in this committee, it appears as though we're trying to create some sort of Gilligan's Island so that we can insulate federal workers from the issues that the rest of the world is facing. Madam Chair, I would agree that it is time to lead by example, both in having our meetings held in person, but also to have common sense to some of the issues that we bring as a topic of discussion for this committee. And with that, I yield back.
The gentleman yields back.